This news update is brought to you by...
You got an upgrade for Christmas.
If you're feeling lucky, you could win some money.
An upgrade for Christmas.
$200,000 in cash and prizes. With Lime, you could win some money. It's Lime's Christmas Lottery. 250 winners this Christmas, oh yeah.
Sign up for upgrade to super fast broadband, Lime TV, e-billing, a data plan. Top up $15. Purchase a handset or text 4263 to enter.
Upgrade for Christmas.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update. It's Monday, December 22nd, 2014. A warm welcome to you. I'm Carol Williams. There is no just cause for the government to abandon the Employment Rights Tribunal. So says Labour Minister Dr. Esther Bayasuku, even as she acknowledged the failings of the former 9-member grouping. She says prior to the passage of the Employment Rights Act, stakeholders agreed the tribunal was the best way to go, and it still is, given the nature of labor relations in Barbados.
And I think it is too soon, too early in the game to abandon the Employment Rights Tribunal. We've had some difficulties, but I think we can expect that that might happen with any new system that you put in place. So we've had difficulties, but I believe we can still work with it, and I believe that in the long run we will not be disappointed by our decision to do so.
In other news, the Barbados Blackbelly sheep is under threat not from disease, but inbreeding is affecting the indigenous animal known as a top breed. CEO of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, says efforts are now underway to address the worrying problem.
We have a problem of inbreeding in the industry. Okay? And if we are not careful over a period of time, we will lose the vigor of the animal, genetic diversity that we claim to have. We are going to look at what needs to be done in order to change that. But one of the critical things that we need to do is to train breeders, I use the word now breeders, or Barbados Blackbelly sheep, as to what they need to do in terms of best practices in the industry.
Paul says the BAS is also pressing for the creation of a breeding society for the Blackbelly sheep and a sheep registration program to help preserve the genetic quality of the animal.
But what's more important that I want to create is where we create a quality animal. That the breeders, especially the breeding aspect of the industry, comes into prominence, because I am not so sure that right now our breeding practices among a few farmers, yes, are good. But the thing that we have to worry about is the stability of the industry for the future, especially if we don't have the gene pool from which to choose from.
3 men are assisting police in 2 separate drug seizures. First, 2 men found fishing on a boat in South Point, Christchurch, are helping with investigations into the find of 37.1 kilograms of cocaine, 46.4 pounds of cannabis, and a 9mm pistol hidden in a false compartment of the vessel. Police also seized the boat. Meantime, 1 man is in custody assisting lawmen with investigations into the seizure of 24 pounds of cannabis at a Bridgetown import business. The illegal drugs were discovered on Friday in a personal shipment of animal feed received from overseas. Lawmen are trying to locate an elderly St. Philip man. He is 75-year-old Rupert Adolphus Hoyt of St. Catherine New Road. Hoyt, who suffers from Alzheimer's, was last seen on Friday in Marleyville wearing a striped green and blue short-sleeved shirt, grey long pants, brown shoes, and a faded peak cap. He's about 5 feet 5 inches tall, slim build, dark complexion, and wears glasses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact the nearest police station or emergency number 911. More reaction now to last week's passing of prominent evangelist Dr. Holmes Williams. General Bishop of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the West Indies, Poway International, Dr. Pat Phillip Glasgow, describes Dr. Williams as a champion of evangelism, saying that his missionary-mindedness touched several islands throughout the Caribbean. The bishop said his death comes at a time when members are already struggling to come to grips with the recent passing of Bahamian evangelist Dr. Miles Monroe, who was killed in a plane crash recently. And he said Dr. Williams' death is painful for the entire membership of Poway, which is made up of close to 300 churches in the Caribbean and Latin America. He encouraged all ministers of the gospel to see Dr. Williams' death as a not-so-gentle reminder that their time on earth is limited and to seek to impact the current generation with a sense of urgency. President of the Kiwanis Central of Barbados, Pamela Lord, is concerned that younger persons are seeking hot meals at the club's monthly feeding program. She spoke to the media as Kiwanis volunteers packed and served meals at Salvation Army headquarters in Bridgetown.
Well, today we are feeding the Salvation Army, the persons who attend the Salvation Army for meals, their Christmas meal. We feed them every third Sunday, but seeing this month is the month of Christmas, we figured, well, we will give them a special meal, as we normally do every year. And we have been feeding them from 1995, once per month. Today is a special day, and normally on Christmas and Father's Day, we give them something extra so that they can feel just like how the other persons would be feeling in the Christmas mood. Also, we have, little treats for them. They're not little children, but at least we wouldn't be giving them toys, but we'll be giving them, something extra because it's Christmas. More persons are coming, but what we have found over the years that the age group is younger.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
To news now from the region, Trinidad and Tobago's top cop orders a probe into reports that a senior police officer had to be removed from a Caribbean Airlines flight. According to reports, Assistant Commissioner of Police Peter Reyes was asked to deplane after he failed to follow orders to switch off his mobile phone on a flight to Tobago, causing the flight to be delayed by an hour. However, Reyes told Trinidad Express newspaper that he did not know how to turn off the mobile phone. The Police Service Social and Welfare Association has welcomed the probe into the incident. And finally, on the international scene, it's not shaping up to be a festive holiday season in Zimbabwe as the president fires 2 more ministers of his cabinet and serves notice that civil servants will not be getting their annual holiday bonuses. President Robert Mugabe fired the 2 ministers and 5 deputy ministers believed to be loyal to his former vice president, who was ousted earlier this month in what analysts have described as a political purge. Earlier this month, Mugabe accused the vice president, Odd Majuro, of plotting to assassinate him. Days later, he fired her, along with 9 other government ministers. And that's our afternoon update, but you can join us again this evening. Until then, log on to www.barbadostv.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Carol Williams. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
This news update is brought to you by
I won for me to me.
For me?
Yes. You don't need speakers, right?
Upgrade to win every week with Lime. Sign up for Lime TV or broadband or purchase an iPhone 6 or Samsung Note 4. Upgrade Christmas with Lime.